Hello. Hi, good afternoon. Yeah, actually, we are expecting more people. Meantime, we can have just a chit chat before we start. I know few people here and hope you all are doing good in photography and in this extreme hot. The weather is really extreme heat here and very difficult to go out and take photos. How is your photography schedules going on here? Hi. What's your name? Abdullah. Hi, Abdullah. I think this is the first time we are meeting, right? Yeah, hi. And you? Muhammad. Yeah. I think Muhammad also we are meeting first time? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, these people, I know them many years and I hope more people will join. So after that only we will start the session. Hamad, what kind of photography you are doing? Wildlife. Wow. We have very nice lens. Yeah, very nice lens series in Sigma. And oh yeah. Yeah. What about you? What kind of photography you are going for? Drone. Oh, okay. That's great. Yes. Yeah. Oh, drone, Astro, and everything. Yeah. For Astro, we have a big team here for Astro. Yes. And what about you? What's your name? Abdul Wahab. What kind of photography you're doing? Your own video. Oh, okay. What kind of like events? Yeah, that's great. Yes. We have a very new, brand new lens for. Yes, but unfortunately we didn't get the stock here, so we are waiting for that one. So, how is everything going on? Shall we start? I think. Okay. Okay. Today we choose the session. Expand your photography with Sigma art lenses. Mainly, I am going to talk about Sigma art lenses, but and also I will introduce some other lenses also. Happily, I got a chance to test and use most of the Sigma lenses from AAB World. Okay, they give me good support for expanding my knowledge in lenses. So I utilize the chances, and that's why I could speak, in good terms for the lenses. So in 2012, Sigma introduced Global Vision. They bring three series of lenses. One is art, one is contemporary, and one is sports. Art lenses, which they mean, this is people really working as artistic. Like they're giving patience, they're giving, they want more, more outcome, the richness, everything. This set of people, the art lens is meant for them. The same, the people want speed and tele style, they introduce sports series lenses. So art and sports are almost similar, but sports is faster than art lenses. But sports is coming only for the telephoto lenses. The contemporary series entirely different from art and sports. They bring economic, lightweight, and very versatile lenses. And the people who walk around into the public, this target audience is contemporary lenses. They made this kind of people. So, for example, if you are a street photographer, you have enough lenses in contemporary series. But if you are a special photographer like food, like maybe architecture, astro, nightscapes, this kind of shots, there is art lenses. This kind of, that is the differentiate between these three series of lenses. Okay. Then in the first stage of this lens manufacturing, that time mirrorless camera was not there in that much high. Okay, they just introduced mirrorless camera that time. So that time Sigma bring Canon mount and Nikon mount. These two mounts are the common mounts on that time. Then later on, Sony catch the market, entire camera market actually. So Sigma started manufacturing the lenses in the same series lenses, whichever they bring in Canon mount, whichever they bring in Nikon mount, they started bringing the same series of lenses into Sony mount. Same situation, not only in Sony mount, Sigma has their own mount and Sigma has their own camera, which is called L mount. So when they bring new lenses, they are bringing into two mounts, which is E mount, one for Sony, L mount, which is compatible for Sigma, Leica cameras and Lumix cameras. Now, hopefully in future, DJI also will have a part from this one. Hopefully anytime we can hear a news, DJI is coming up with an L mount system, but we don't know. Okay, but the alliance they already started. So more partners into L mount. So the L mount is getting higher in standalone. But for our normal people, we can go for Sony mount because that is the common mount now everyone is using. I hope most of the people here, they tried maybe using Sony mount cameras, Sony cameras. Okay, even many people they use Nikon, Canon, they shifted to Sony. Even me, I am using Sony. Okay, I'm using both cameras, Lumix and Sony, so it's the same. So we can see some lineup for the lenses. So I just titled Legendary Journey with Sigma lenses because in my journey, in my photography journey, Sigma lenses helped me a lot. Because when a new lens introduces from AAB, Mr. Ahmad and Ummer, they will call me and they give me the lens for hands-on. And I got a chance to take the lens and walk around in Kuwait, maybe outside, in my travel. I learned the richness, I learned the possibilities, I learned the quality through these lenses. So really, if I'm using Sony cameras, but I'm using the lenses from Sigma, which the combination between these two, it's really works very well. I'm a full-time architectural photographer, so for my architectural photography, I'm using always the Sigma art lenses. So far now, this much lenses we have in Sigma Global Vision, which is started from 2012. It's now around maybe 12 years. In 12 years, they bring this much amount, this lenses, and coming more. More technology, more differences, and more standalone lenses. Same like they bring new lens recently, 28-45. There is no lens here in the market, 28-45. This will be very good for video shooting. Similar, there are many lenses on the way. So this I just talk what Sigma made me in photography life. I was not a full-time photographer. I was an interior architect. Then I started my photography journey. I improved my photography journey with Sigma lenses. Then along with Sigma, I stopped my full-time job in architecture. I became an architectural photographer, and I started an architectural photography company, and I started a branch in Dubai, and now I'm residing in Dubai, and I'm giving services, expand all the GCC. This is my photography journey with Sigma lenses. I can easily say that these lenses help me a lot because this gives me confidence. Even if you come here and take any lens from this and have a hands-on, turn the zoom, turn the aperture ring, you will feel the quality of build. And once you start using, fine-tuning and taking photos, taking videos, you will see the quality of the lenses. You can see yourself. So once we have a quality lens in our bag, we will have confidence to shoot the scene whichever we see in our real life. So this is how, in my real life, Sigma art lenses, changed and give me guidance for my upcoming journey. And for Sigma, they are not only developing lenses, they are developing camera, not only photography lenses, they have cine lenses, they have normal lens, and also they have software and accessory. Software, which means the small photo editing softwares, and they have accessories like filters, this kind of stuff. So not only Sigma, Global Vision is just not lens manufacturing company. They are built for manufacturing many things and built for future. So they can expand their market in any ways. So far they have 2 full frame cameras. One is 24 megapixel, the other one is 61 megapixel, which maybe we don't have stock here, but we have very good cameras in that series also. But hopefully they have upcoming version also from Sigma. But so far they have this many things: cameras, cine lenses, and 3 type of photography lenses. You all know any difference between, what is the difference between cine lenses and photography lenses? No idea. Maybe some people know. The base idea is cine lenses, any focal length, the lens will be almost similar size. Why? Because cine lens we need to use in gear, rig, the big things, gear and all. So whenever we change one lens and put another lens, the weight, balance, and the focus distance and everything should be same. That's why cine lenses are made in equal sizes. That is point number 1. And point number 2, the softness of the cine lenses. When we take a photo, we zoom and we see the texture on the skin, right? In cine lenses, we don't want to see this one. It should be soft. So cine lenses will be softer than photography lenses. Maybe if you see some cinematographers, they are using very vintage lenses, very old lenses for their new camera. Why? Because these vintage lenses are soft, not crystal sharp. We cannot use crystal sharp lenses in cinema. In cinema, we need soft lenses. So these are the first 2 main differences in between cine lens and photographic lenses. Okay, there are many, but our topic is not that one, so I'm not going into detail. This I just talked earlier. They have art and sport lenses lineup. Art lenses is artistic. Sport lenses are artistic with speed. That is the combination. Okay. These are the many lens, lens series from Sigma, which is we have 14 mm, 1.4. You all know that aperture opening, right? Okay. Right now in this market, in camera market, there is no other manufacturer are making 1.4 lenses in this all focal length. We have 14 mm, we have 15 mm fish eye. We have 20 mm, we have 24, 35. In 35 we have 2 lenses. The aperture 1.4 we have, 1.2 we have. So if we use 1.2, you can see the bokeh, very good. Also we have 50 mm. 50 mm also we have two type of lenses. One is 1.2 and one is 1.4. Then we have 85 and one macro lens, which is 105 macro lens. Macro lens, they have 2.8 because they cannot make other aperture opening. Why? Because already macro lens has very shallow depth of field, so that is more than enough. Okay, so now I will show some examples which we have taken with these old lenses, this prime series, like 14, 20, 24, 35, 50, and 85. The same way I will show you one by one images. This is good for astrophotographers. 100% satisfied from my side. And many people in this group also, they are using Sigma 14 mm lenses. Very good for night photography, long exposure, and ultra wide. For my architectural shoot, I am using the same 14 mm lens. So nothing to compare with this one. Even I use my own brand, but no, I always use, for the best satisfaction, I always use Sigma 14mm art lens. So this is one image which taken with 14mm 1.4 art lens. And this is 15mm fish eye lens. This is also recently. What is the difference between normal lens and fisheye lens? Any idea? Anyone using fisheye? Maybe you are using, right? Yeah. So fisheye lens is like we can cover almost 180 degree from the scene. So that's the main. And there are many fisheye: 10mm fisheye, 12mm fisheye, 15mm fisheye, 20mm fisheye. There are many range in. Yeah, many range in fisheye. But to get a fisheye with good looking and easy to use, yeah, that is the tricky part when we are choosing a fisheye. Sigma introduced 15mm fisheye to bring the market under their control, because 15mm is one of the best focal length for fisheye lenses. So they have introduced, and also with larger aperture opening, which is very rare in fisheye lenses. The pricing is little higher because the manufacturing cost is higher, but amazing lens. You know, if you are a night photographer, night photography lover, this is one of the best lens which we can go. And also, it's you can shoot architecture also with fisheye lens, but not always. In some scenarios, we need to show some different type of photography to the client. We can use the fisheye for architecture. And 20mm Sigma. 20mm is one of my best, focal length, which I like. When I take Sigma lenses from AB World, this is the first lens which I choose, 20mm. I want 20mm. Why 20mm? Because many people, they have their own point of view. Like for a scenery, for a scene, some people, they like ultra wide. They wanted to see each and everything in the scene. But some people, they want a specific portion. They can shoot with 24mm any scene. We can shoot with any focal length. But we choosing the focal length which is in inside our brain. In my brain, this one 20mm is my perfect angle. So this lens I'm always using 20mm, one of the best focal length whichever I used. So I hope you all are like into night photography also, right? Yeah, I see many faces they are using night. Anyway, so this is a good addition for your night photography bag. And 24mm, a real walk-around lens, good for photo and good for video. For example, if you are shooting an interior scene, 24mm is one of the best angle which you can cover most of the areas. You are mounting the camera on gimbal, weightless, small, compact, and easy to use. If you are shooting events, 24mm also very good. And wider opening, aperture opening will help you to gain more light. So your shooting possibilities will increase. Also, we can shoot portrait. For example, if you want to shoot a family portrait, there are many members, like 10 members or 7 members in a family. You cannot use 85mm or something to cover the whole without any distortion. You cannot go less than 24mm. If you go below 24mm, the side will be distorted. So this is one of the best lens for wide portrait and environmental portrait. You all know maybe environmental portrait with the scene and people together. This is called environmental portrait. So 24mm is very good for that. And also Sigma bring 1.4 aperture opening, giving the possibilities of good bokeh, good background blur, and this is called bokeh. So you can blend the scene and the people together into one frame. Of course, 35mm, that is the most common lens in between among photographers, especially wedding photographers. They like, you are using 35mm. Yeah, this is also one of the best lens. And for example, if you are shooting product videos, 35mm is one of the best for product videos. And of course, for photography, this also commonly using for environmental portrait. And you can see, without any explanation, you can see the blend between the background and the foreground. The character is showing in real style, and the same time the color combination, everything is, see the lens we are choosing, it's just not only lens. The lens affect the color of the photography. For example, you are shooting a Sigma lens with Nikon camera and Nikon lens with Nikon camera. The color will be two. It will not be same color. So the color rendering of Sigma lenses always they are given top notch. So you will get very good color rendering with Sigma art lenses. That's why I always suggest, I told in the beginning of my talk, I'm using Sigma lenses in all my shoot. Why? Because the color rendering, the combination, everything is blending very good in Sigma lenses. So in 35mm, we have two type of 35mm. One is 1.4 aperture, one is 1.2 aperture. The difference between 1.4 and 1.2, in 1.4, the background we can see little bit more sharper than 1.2. For example, if you are using 1.2, one of my friend, he called me, Shafi, I spent too much money for buying a 1.2 lens. But whenever I'm taking a photo, I'm getting only nose. You know, so when we are using a bokeh, large bokeh lens like 1.2 lens, we should need a proper distance from the subject to separate the bokeh plane. So if you are using a bokeh plane, for example, his bokeh plane, maybe from this distance will be the proper. But if I'm going closer, his nose only will be visible. If I'm focusing on his eyes only will be visible. You know, so whenever we are using large bokeh lens, you need to learn how to use it. Every lens will be like that. When we get a lens, 2.8 lens. When we get a lens, f1.4 lens, don't put always to 1.4 to get a bokeh. There is a ratio between the subject, the distance, how much bokeh we want. Okay, if we put 2.8, 1.4, we will get the backside lights and all like circular. That is for sure. But not only making that light visible circular, but also we need people to understand what is there behind. You know, so in that sense, if we are using 1.2 lenses, the creamy effect, you know, the cream effect of the background will be more rich. Of course, the price also will be higher for this type of lenses, but the cream effect, the rendering of the background with the foreground will be too much rich than 1.4. So that's why high professional wedding photographers, they wanted to buy a 1.2 lens rather than 1.4. Many people, they will ask why there is only 2 stop difference, like 1.2 and 1.4. Why we want to buy with this much price difference? But that difference makes the background rendering with the photo. It will be different. Then 50mm. 50mm is most common lens among everyone. Many people, they started with 50mm. Many people, they shoot only with 50mm. So Sigma also bring in 50mm, there is 2 type of lenses. One is 50mm 1.2 and one is 50mm 1.4. This one shot with 1.4 because the model is here and we are shooting from here, and we make focusing only that area. So this is 50mm. Mainly we wanted to show the bokeh, how it's coming with 50mm rendering. You see, everything is like blurry. Even the foreground, this is the foreground, it is blurry. Only few areas, this area is the main area, which is focused. The background is completely merged, you know, together. There is no bump in between. You can see this is single plane, and only this area, maybe because of the resolution, you might not see it properly. This area is standalone, and this area also blurry. Why this area is blurry? Because the pot is like that, so this area also blurry. But if I'm taking this one with 1.4, this might be visible. So this is the difference between, we will give separation. When we are a creative photographer, when we are using art lenses, we need to use some artistic skills to see what object I wanted to see in my photo. Don't put all to 1.2 and take photo, everything like bokeh effect. No, we wanted to separate the background and foreground, okay? So 85mm is the next lens which I wanted to express. Like many wedding photographers, they wanted to have an 85mm in their bag. I didn't see any wedding photographer without 85mm. You know, so anyone using 85mm here? Yeah, of course, you're also using. 85mm is one of the best lens for wedding, portrait. The advantage is like we have enough distance from the subject. For example, I wanted to take a photo of him. I will get enough distance from him to get a good bokeh background. And because whenever I go very close to him, for example, if he is a model, let's say it's a lady, I'm a man, I'm shooting from very close distance, she might not be comfortable. So 85mm is very good focal length to get a proper distance in between the subject and the photographer. So that's why many wedding photographers, they are using 85mm to get enough distance. Some people, they choose 135mm to get more distance, but that is, you know, in crowd, we will be in a difficult situation. So 85mm is one of the best portrait photo lens, which we can use for portrait photography. I don't know, I'm going very fast, or, you know. Yeah, okay. So if you have any doubts in between, you can raise your hands and talk. You know, this is just general discussion. We cannot take it as like a study session or something. I just wanted to introduce all my lenses, which when I go through shoots, you know, how it's coming, how the image output is coming. This is wanted to explain. So if there is anything from your side you want to discuss, when you use this kind of lenses, you face this problem. Okay, how can I solve this? This all we can discuss over here. Then another lens is the macro lens. Okay, I don't know how many macro photographers here. Many people, they shoot macro and they stop in between because it needs too much patience, time, editing skills. Then we go forward, it's like we need to start a studio for taking macro photos. One of my friend, he has his own studio, you know, to macro photography, but still he is having trouble, then he stopped. You know, it's a big task. But for normal people, macro lens they are using for food photography. I see many people, they are using macro lens for food photography, and they think that for food photography, I need a macro lens. Is that correct? No, I mean, for food photography, we need a macro lens? Not necessary. Many food photographers, I see that many food photographers, they think that they need a macro lens. It's not necessary. Why we are choosing 100mm macro lens for food? Any idea? Details, okay. Details. Colors, fine, rendering. The creamy effect is very good in macro lens. And 100mm, why they are using? They are using to get enough distance from the food. There is a hyperfocal distance. You know hyperfocal distance. It means if you are out from for example, this is the subject. I'm shooting from here. The distance between the subject and the lens, if it is more than the hyperfocal distance, the subject will be 100% focused. For example, if you are shooting a burger, you are shooting a proper hyperfocal distance, the full burger will be visible in f16 or f22. Okay? Yeah, yeah, of course. So if we use 105mm focal length, we will have enough distance from the subject to the camera, which will help us to put lights. Understand? If we are very closer, the light will be behind. Food photography is not only 2 lights. Okay, that will have many lights, maybe one from here, many lights. So if we have enough distance, that's why people are choosing, please come. That's why people are choosing longer focal length. We can shoot with 7200mm. Very good, 7200mm lens. You can use for food photography. You can use 135 mm. This all we are using for getting enough focal distance. Okay. So I just came out from the topic. So we have 105 mm macro lens, which is 2.8 aperture opening. Okay. And this is a telephoto lens released recently, which I like very nice. You imagine this is a 500 mm lens. Before, when I review, like 8 years ago, Sigma 500 lens f4, it was this much big. Oh my God, very big lens. Now you see they bring 500 mm, the same lens. It's like 7200 mm lens. You see? Come on. Yeah, we have 2 kidneys. One is enough. Okay, so this one taken with this 500 mm lens. You can see the image itself, good focusing, very fast focusing, and good color rendering, the background blur, everything is work perfect. You know, only the thing you need to have a good distance from the subject. I know many of you are wildlife photographers here, so no need too much explanation, but this is one of the best lens to add in your bag. So until now we have talked about the prime series lenses, like which all are fixed focus lenses. We have a few zoom lenses also, which I will show after a short break. Okay. So if you have anything to discuss from your photography journey, feel free. If you have, there is some small snacks or something, you can have snacks, water, tea, coffee, not tea, coffee, please. Excuse me, if you want to have hands on the lenses, there is camera and lenses. Please take a look, take a photo, okay? Sony 24/7 DG Master. But now this new came, it crossed the limit. Yeah, you can keep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry? Yes, please. Yeah, thank you. So we are back for the second session. Okay. Earlier I have shown the prime lenses, which is starting from 14 mm to 105 mm. Sorry, 500 mm, let's say. And this one I'm going to show another lineup is zoom series, which we have 1424, 2470, two type, 2470 version 1 and 2470 version 2, which you can see over here. And 2845, this is the last model which Sigma introduced 2 weeks ago. And 6600, 7200. These all are the zoom lenses. Zoom lenses, okay. 6600, 7200, okay. So we can start with the 1424. I'm a working professional in photography. So if I consider, I don't care about money, I care about the quality of my photo, I will definitely go for prime lenses. The advantage of prime lenses, if you shoot with a prime lens, how the manufacturer is making prime lens, they set a scene. Okay, that scene is the focal range of the lens. In that scene, they added the elements inside the lens to bring that scene in a perfect quality. This is how they are making prime lenses. So whenever you're shooting with a prime lens a scene, that frame will be perfect. Then your composition only matters. Your composition and light control only matters. But not all the people can go for prime lenses. For example, a common person, he want a wide lens. If he go only prime lenses, he can shoot only that. But maybe from his inside, he wanted to shoot little bit zoom in, out to adjust the frame. For those people, Sigma introduced all these zoom lenses. These all are not very zoom lenses. Only these two is very high zoom. The other zooms are like short zoom distance lenses. Means from 14 to 24, 24 to 70, 28 to 45. Very short distance. Why they make very short distance? In this short distance, they can set the frame in the maximum quality. So first we go for 14-24. We can shoot 14 mm. We can shoot 20 mm. We can shoot 24 mm. These three focal length, they meant for 14-24. Okay. So if one person, he is a normal photographer, hobbyist, travel photographer, he want very good quality photos, this is one of the best lens for him, for landscape, night photo, walk around, every scene he can shoot. The next one is 24-70. 24-70, all know that this is the common lens, the mighty trio, 14-24, 24-70, 70-200. Every photographer should have this one, because that is the focal range starting from 14 mm till 200 mm. Okay, so this is the continuation of that series. The advantage is like 24-70, this is one of the best travel lens. You can shoot landscape, you can shoot portrait. You can shoot events, birthday parties, weddings, this and everything. When you go Masai Mara or Kenya, the animals will come very close. You cannot take 600 mm. You need 24-70 to shoot, So any type of photography, hobbyist, professional, or the people who is shooting with gimbal, why Sigma introduced 24-70 version 1? After 1 year or 2 years, they bring version 2. The advantage is like they are saying this is more lightweight. Why we want lightweight? When we shoot with gimbal, after some time we will have pain over here. So even 100 gram less in the total gear, that will help us. Maybe you know that, right? You are into video. Yeah. See? So that's why Sigma introduced new 24-70, 100 gram less, size is less, something like that. Okay. Then we have the new lens 28-45. 28-45, unfortunately, we don't have it here because it's released only 2 weeks ago. The advantage is it's 1.8. World's first 1.8 aperture short zoom lens. We can shoot 28 mm, 35 mm, 45 mm. 3 focal lengths into one lens. And Sigma say that this lens is very good for video shooting because the lens which we are using for video shooting, when we zoom or zoom out, the front element should not move. Okay? Why? If the front element move, the balancing will go. If somebody is using gimbal, they will have an idea about this one. If the focal length is inside the lenses, changing, no problem. We balance one, we can change into any focal length, we can shoot. Otherwise, when we zoom, for example, 24-70 lens, we make it to 70 mm, the front element will be more weight in the front. So the lens will go down. Then we come back to the desk, we arrange the gimbal, we bring the camera back to balance. Because of that, Sigma introduced 28-45 internal zoom. Same like the 70-200. When we zoom it, nothing will move, right? This is called internal zoom. So Sigma bring this lens as internal zoom with 3 focal length with 1.8 aperture. 1.8 aperture means more light, more faster, okay, more bokeh, good for photo and good for video. And the next lens is 6600. This is, it's called world's first 10x zoom lens in one, like 60 mm to 600 mm. Earlier, Sigma has introduced 50 to 500. Now they bring 60 to 600. This also good for wildlife trails. Same, if you are going for a wildlife safari, the people who went for wildlife safari, they know that good idea about the subject will come very closer. Maybe it will be very far. Maybe we have only one camera. It's not good to change the lens that time, and it's difficult. So this type of lens, you need only one lens, 6600. Put it to 60, take the close photo, and 600 mm far photo, something like that. And also 7200, which is the common lens good for weddings, events, and fashion photography. For fashion photography, why we are using 7200? Any idea? Because for fashion photography, we need at least a good distance with the model and the photographer. We need a good distance. If we are using 85 mm, the problem, we need to walk back and forth. Main fashion photos, they are taking with tripod. Okay, so 7200 is one of the best lens for fashion photography. Then the model, he moves, change, whatever do, we will have a good distance. We will have all the crews here. We have enough place for keeping the lights. So we use 7200 for fashion photography. Now we can see few images which we have taken with these short zoom lenses. This is one of the interior scene, shoot with 1424. Of course, we can shoot the same with 14 mm also, but I think this is not, I am not remembering. I think this is like 15 mm or something. So just little bit adjustment than 14 mm to get the proper framing. So we don't need to move the camera back and forth. We will get good quality on that time. 2470, no need of too much explanation for this one. We can shoot portraits, we can shoot large number of crowd, many people in one frame. For example, if I want to take all of you in a single frame, 2470 is good from here. I will cover everyone. I want to take a close-up for him. From here, I zoom, I can take him, okay? So 2845, this I just bring one imaginary picture because I cannot show the zoom shot, but the thing which I wanted to show the background. The background is f1.8. We will get the creamy background, more soft. If there is any light, that will be like bokeh, highlights. So this we can generate only through large aperture opening lenses. 7200, we can use for good moments, weddings, portraits, fashion, whatever. 6600, good for wildlife, walk around, jungle safari. Okay, I know many of you guys, you are into safari. This is one of the best lens for this. I think there is another one, 150-600, yeah. This also almost similar. Yeah, this is 150-600, same like 6600, faster than 6600. 150, the focal distance, how the lens is coming faster. For example, 150 to 600, the focus motor is running from here to here, going back and forth. If it is 6600, the same lens, same mechanism, everything same, 60 is here, 600 is here. So focus motor is running from this to this and come back. So this much lagging difference will be there in between these two lenses. Okay, so when you choose a lens, if you want really fast lens, you choose 150-600 instead of 6600. But if you mind more wider than little bit faster, then you can go for 6600. Okay, that's all for art, sports kind of series lenses, because I wanted to mainly show you the lenses, art and sports in front of you. But as far as Sigma Global Vision is a long sea, okay, I wanted to show you many lenses which is very practical and good for many type of photography, which is called I-series lenses. I-series lenses Sigma introduced this size. Okay, most of the focal lengths are available in this size. We have 17 mm. I think this is 17 mm. This is 17 mm lens, full frame lens. The advantage of this lens is it's 100% metal built, aluminum, has aperture ring, same like all the art facility in this, but the lens is small, okay? So don't expect too much bokeh from this. To create a big bokeh, we need very larger front element. Yeah, all full frame. To make a bigger bokeh, maybe many of you seen Sigma's 105 mm bokeh master. The front element is 105 mm. So the bokeh, the softness of the background is really, really good. Okay? But when it comes to small lenses, small front element, the bokeh will not be that much perfect. You know that bokeh, the circular shape of the light and everything. Okay, but we can use the same as full frame lenses. The advantage of this one, this is very good for street photography because nobody will notice. If you have smaller camera like A7C or smaller cameras, this lens is very good for that. We don't need enough big space in the bag. When we are traveling, we can carry this much light lenses. The usage will cover. This is 17 mm. Same like 17 mm, we have 20 mm, 24 mm, 50 mm, 65 till 90 mm. And 24 mm, we have two type. One is f2 and one is 3.5. Two different aperture. And 35 mm, we have f2. Many of them in contemporary, they bring f2 aperture. Most of them are f2, 20 mm f2, 24 mm f2, 50 mm f2, 60 mm f2. So the background blur we will get good, but the bokeh will not be that much perfect as art lenses. Of course, the rate is big difference. This is 150 kd, this is 400 kd. Okay, so that difference you have to bear it. And also, many people, many time they are asking me the questions. We have lenses for Sony, we have lenses for Sigma, but when we are using Fuji cameras, we are using Nikon cameras, we are using Canon, we are Canon fan, okay? For them, the good news is this. Actually, these three lenses, Sigma bring in 2012, 12 years back, okay? These three lenses, they bring very first. These lenses are crop sensor lenses, and now they are bringing for all the mount, like L mount, Sony mount, Fuji mount, then micro four third. This lens introduced in micro four third. Earlier, there is one sensor, smaller sensor called micro four third cameras. These lenses Sigma bring for micro four third cameras. Once the people wanted in crop frame, they change the mount and they put crop frame. So the lens become crop frame lens. Okay. Now people ask, I want Nikon mount, I want Fuji mount. So Sigma just give them as a compliment. They bring Canon, Nikon, Fuji mount. Okay. So far we have for the other cameras like Canon, Nikon, and Fuji only these three lenses. Okay. I think this lens Canon doesn't have. This is only Sony and Fuji. But these two lenses they have for Nikon and Canon. All for mirrorless. No more DSLR. It's done. But I like 5D Mark III. Huh? It's one of the best camera which I use. And Nikon D850, or not 850, 810. These two cameras is the best cameras which I used earlier. But now we have to swim with the flow, you know. So the market is with mirrorless, faster output, new cameras. So we need to push ourselves forward to that also. Yes. Okay. So that's all for today. I hope you got many informations today. and it will help you for choosing the best lens. Our motto of this session is to introduce the art series lenses, and you have to have a hands-on with the art series lenses, and you can choose the best lens which is fit for your work. The people who is using 24 mm, the other people, they might not use that one, because every people point of view looking into a single subject, it is different. Some people, they want magnification from very behind, like the sun very big. Okay, so we need more focal length, like 600 mm, 500 mm lenses. But some people, they don't care about that one. They want the whole scene with sun on backside. They can choose 24 mm. So choosing the best lens for your shoot is the main aim when you are taking a lens. This is like one-time investment. You are not gonna go to the market and buying lenses every week. You are buying lens maybe once in a year. Maybe after 3 years you change the lens, like that. Or maybe you will never change the lens. So when you purchase a lens, you have to have a good knowledge how to purchase the lens. What is my real needs? What is my real use for the focal length which I am going to buy? As I told earlier, I am using 20 mm too many times because I like that focal length. Same, when you choose a lens, before you buy, try to choose the best focal length for you. That's why we arrange this session, to let you understand, let you have an idea about different focal length, different aperture, and different kind of lenses. Okay? So this is my website. My works are exhibited over there. And these are my Instagrams. So you can meet anytime through Instagram. Okay, you can tag. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. We have a good discount from AAB. We have two type of discount which you can choose. Any Sigma lenses which you buy from AAB World, you will get 20% discount. Good deal. Okay. And any accessory you are buying, means selected accessories, you are buying from AAB World, you will get 10% discount. Happy? Yeah, so I will give this one. Yeah. Yeah. But that is good. As far as you are not working for public, you are doing for your satisfaction, that is more than enough. 40%. Good. You should take two. No, this is for everyone who is attending my event. Okay. So I think we will have a group photo from today. Please come forward. We will take a group photo from here.
This is valid till July, right?
Sorry? Yeah. The last date is, July.